Greetings and welcome to part 2 of me exploring Stirchley Dingle Local Nature Reserve. It's been a good afternoon so far. If you want to check out how I got here in the first place, and if you want to know how to find this place yourself, if you want to explore this way at some point, then check out part 1 that I made a few minutes ago. And in that video we find some really interesting information about the local area and of how the waterway works around here. And I found that really interesting, going over that information of how and why this place is the way it is. And I was also found it interesting learning about some of the local flowers that live here and some of the local wildlife, from insects to birds, that you can find here. Personally, I found that interesting to learn about. So yeah, with that in mind, we're going to carry on with this video, part 2, and we're going to continue to explore the local nature reserve. Let's carry on. So I'm starting where I finished my previous video, at this signpost. Welcome to Madebrook Pools and Stirchley Dingle Local Nature Reserve. Now this path to my right, if we follow the path in that direction, that will take us back through everywhere we explored in my previous video and back to where I started my previous video this afternoon. So we're not going that way. Instead, from this signpost, we're exploring this area to my left, especially as there's a couple of points of interest further along the path in this direction that I'd like to get to and explore. So with that in mind, let's carry on. Now, as you can see, the path goes off to my right here and off towards some playing fields and sports fields. It's good that we've got those sports fields here, to be honest, yeah, but we're not going to be exploring them. What we are going to do is have a brief look at something. Right in front of me. You'll see a little bridge here. Yeah, so like I say, this opens up onto some sports fields, which is good. But we're not going to be going that way today. Instead, we're going to be going off in this direction that I'm now facing. So on this bus stop on this main road, and from here we're going to be following this path to my right. As you can see, there's a bridge in front of us with an information sign there. So the plan is we're going to head there and check it out. Welcome to the Madebrook Watercourse. As you can see, you've got a map here of the watercourse and some information right beside it. The Madebrook stream flows from its headwaters in the centre of Telford and eventually joins the wharf before finally entering the Magnificent Severn on the way to the sea. During its first few miles, this tiny stream, over the last 100 years, has been pushed underground, impounded and sadly sullied by diffuse population from road runoff, misconnections and industrial tips. In 2012, the Environment Agency Catchment Restoration Fund supported a partnership project led by Shropshire Wildlife Trust and Telford and Wrekin Council with the support of Severn Trent Water, Stirchley and Brookside Parish Council and local volunteers to restore to the surface a lost section of watercourse. The team worked with specialised contractors and volunteers who assisted with water quality, sampling and habitat monitoring. To protect de-culverted over 350 metres of piped watercourse, created a new naturalised channel and added 3 rock cascades. The new cascades reconnected the waterway, adding oxygen and improving habitats for aquatic invertebrates. Almost immediately, water plants such as fool's watercress and duckweed colonised the new gravelly stream and helping to clean the flow and providing food and shelter. After the channel was complete, within a few days, river birds such as grey wagtail began to forage along the wet edges. 2 new footbridges allow a pleasing moment's reflection in a busy day, whilst below 3-spined sticklebacks, freshwater shrimps and mayfly nymphs enjoy the deeper sections of the new lengths of winding brook. So many of our urban streams and rivers are in a very poor condition, and we are very grateful to the Environmental Agency for giving this particular stream another burst of life. It's really good, that is. And as you can see, here's an example of what we were just talking about. And if we have a look behind me, as you can see here, there's a path that takes us back toward the sports fields that I mentioned earlier on. We're not going to go that way. And the paths up in this direction that I'm looking at right now take us further into Stirchley, and beyond Stirchley you can find places like Dorley. So I'm not going to go that way, especially as I've already made a previous video exploring off in that direction. Now from here, there's one more place I'd like to explore, which is to my left, back on this path we walked along so far. And you see this bench here? Well, just before we go down, just before we get to the bench, there's this path here. And yeah, we've got one more bit of interesting, something else to look at. Welcome to the Madebrook Pools and Stirchley Dingle's Local Nature Reserve. And yeah, this is another fascinating place to explore around here. Again, you've got a map of a local area to help you find your way around. This wildlife-rich site was originally created by the damming of the original Madebrook, with further improvements carried out between 1985 and 1990 by Telford Nature Conservation Project, Lord Silkin School, now known as Lakeside Academy, and the Baha'i Faith. The area shown on the map below was declared a local nature reserve by Telford and Wrekin Council in 2013, and improvements to a watercourse and weirs were carried out in 2013-2014 by Shropshire Wildlife Trust and Severn Trent Water. This site has a rich mix of habitats, woodlands, streams, hedgerows, marsh and grassland, and notable species of wildflowers including common spotted orchid and snakes, and snake's head fritillary. Birds seen here include reed warbler, heron, greater spotted woodpecker and buzzard. Various bat and newt species have also been recorded at this location. This site is popular with anglers and walkers and is much valued by local people and visitors alike. It also provides a haven for wildlife and outdoor classroom for school children. Please treat this site with respect and use litter bins provided. Fantastic this is. That is absolutely good. To be honest, I find that really interesting. So with that in mind, we've got this section of path to my left. Let's explore it for a few minutes. To be honest, I don't think I've ever been down this section of path before. Coming down here is, well, a first for me. Be interesting to see where it all leads to. Like the path splits, going to my right and going to my left. Since it looks like both paths may run parallel alongside each other, I'm going to stick to the path to my left. It's really interesting around here. Despite there being a main road only a few yards, a couple of feet to my left, it's actually really peaceful around here. I like it. I really do appreciate this. Right, so it looks like the path splits again. Going to my left there. Now it looks like the path to my right, if I was to go back in the direction I'm now facing, that'll take me back to the signposts I was at a few minutes ago. That'll take me back toward where I started this video. I'm pretty certain that'll be the case. Which means I'm gonna come to my left under this underpass. Okay, from here the path goes off to my right, but I'm not going to go that way. I don't know where it leads to, but I'm not going to go that way. Maybe another day I'll think about that one. Instead, I want to come under here. As you can see, the path goes off in front of me, but I don't know where it goes to. Well, let's have a look here. Interesting. I can't read this sign because of how damaged it is, which is unfortunate. And well, I can't read that because of the graffiti. But yeah, I don't know where I am at the moment. What I'm going to do is go back this way, under the underpass. Yeah, gonna head back this way. So yeah, here we are. I'm going to have to come back another day at some point and explore this place again. That might be very much worth doing, to be honest here. Now this path to my right, that takes us back along where we've just explored. So we're not going to go that way because we've just come from there. Instead, we're going to come this way, which, as I said earlier, I suspect takes us back to where we were a few minutes ago. Yeah, this is where we were a few minutes ago, as I thought. This path to my right, as we now know, takes us back toward the underpass that we were just at. Which means the plan is to come this way along this path to my left here. So yeah, let's carry on this way. So here we are, back at the beginning. On that note, I'm going to finish this video. Take care everyone, be safe, happy Easter, and I'll see you all soon in the next video.